This video was sent to me and I want to share it to you. It talks about VA Claims Insider, and you know I'm all about that.
Frustration continues to mount with the VA system as we see more and more veteran disability claims. A new report, though, from the Texas Tribune shows unaccredited coaches are profiting off of that frustration with the VA system. Independent investigative reporter Jasper Craven did a deep dive in his latest article examining the complaints against Austin-based VA Claims Insider. It's a consulting company set up to, quote, help disabled veterans exploring eligibility for increased VA benefits. And Jasper is joining us this afternoon. Jasper, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Okay, a lot to dig into with this. You spoke with veterans about their experience with this company, and one said that he was charged nearly $10,000 for about 6 hours of coaching. Now, in the end, several of them who you spoke to, they
$10,000 for 6 hours. 6 hours, $10,000 does not match up. The pay is not worth the work.
Filed complaints with the Texas Attorney General's office, as well as the Federal Trade Commission and the BBB. One said his experience was, quote, nothing short of a nightmare. So what did you find in those complaints that were filed?
Yeah, well, for the last year, I've been speaking to dozens of veteran clients of this company, VA Claims Insider, as well as frustrated current and former employees within the company who frankly admitted that they felt uncomfortable.
Current and former employees. Listen to what he's about to say here.
With some of the prices they were charging for the services that were being rendered. There have been about a dozen or so complaints to the Texas Attorney General, a few dozen to the Federal Trade Commission, hundreds of other comments on Reddit and the Better Business Bureau. And essentially the sort of quick hit on what they're saying is that basically they feel the company is charging them astronomical amounts of money, sometimes, $10,000 for 2 hours of assistance. They're saying the assistance is not helping them much of the time. And frankly, they're also discovering that they can, secure free accredited assistance from veterans groups and accredited agents. Some believe that actually the help they received might have actually been in violation of federal law.
Okay, so let's go back to 2019. The VA's Office of General Counsel sent a letter to the company saying that it might be engaged in, quote, illegal activities. Was there ever a formal investigation launched by a federal or state agency?
It's a bit tricky to understand exactly where things stand because these agencies often stay pretty hush when it comes to investigations. Part of the problem here is that in 2006, penalties were removed from federal code that could punish a company, an unaccredited company like VA Claims Insider. And so the federal VA in Washington is actually quite limited in what it can do to go after these sorts of companies. My understanding is that once the Tribune and I started asking questions to the Texas Attorney General, they seem to have sped things up. And as of last fall, it appeared there was an investigation into the company, but we're not exactly sure what is happening right now.
Nothing.
Okay, and then we understand shortly after that, after 2019, and then the Trib looking into this, VA Claims Insider, the company, hired a law firm to perform an internal risk analysis. In short, what did that find?
I mean, it basically created a number of recommendations to better protect the company from allegations, including kickbacks and fraud. What the analysis was most concerned with is whether the company could effectively claim that it was not preparing a claim on behalf of a veteran. The company makes very clear that it's an educational company and that it does not assist with the actual preparation of a claim.
It's an educational company that doesn't assist with your claims. Yeah, sure it is.
Claim, I know it's a bit in the weeds, but if the company was found to be assisting with this preparation, they would essentially face a lot of scrutiny. They would need to be accredited. And so if they were preparing these claims, they could face legal scrutiny because of their non-accredited status.
Okay, and you spoke to obviously all parties involved. VA Claims Insider says that 25,000 veterans have participated in the paid membership programs and that the vast majority are satisfied customers. And I know that you spoke to some of those satisfied customers. What, though, did the company spokesperson have to say about the client experiences you really highlighted in your piece?
I think the company spokesperson would maintain that we basically cherry-picked complaints. They have also claimed that some clients essentially are complaining simply so that they can get discounts or so that they're let free from paying the company for the services rendered. However, there is pretty significant evidence, including scrutiny from federal authorities and state authorities, that what this company is doing may very well be in violation of the law.
Okay, so what happens next for those who have filed the complaints against?
Small note here, I cannot stand B-roll footage or voiceovers of military service members that are just incorrect. Like, who's wearing these boots? And it just gets
The
worse.
company?
Let's take a look.
Do we know if there's currently an investigation going on now?
So I've spoken to about half of the
What
people that
uniforms?
we know have filed complaints with the AG over the last few years. One of them said really that it felt like the AG had not listened at all to their urgent concerns. None of them said that the AG has meaningfully followed up to conduct interviews, to gather evidence, to sort of understand what's going on here. Obviously, Attorney General Ken Paxton is facing a lot of heat, an impeachment. The office, is certainly distracted with a lot of other things right now. But certainly the veterans of Texas and those who have complained about this company are hoping that the AG does something soon.
Okay, and
Bring
lastly,
it
Jasper, you
on.
had a lot of interest.
I'm going to link that video down in the description so you can check it out yourself. And for me, CivDiv's mission is to inform and educate veterans to disrupt that market against these for-profit companies.